fans are making a lot of noise at AT&T Stadium.
Anything that moves between these lines, got to get dealt with.
They hand it to Pollard. He comes running out the right side. Deep to the post to Lamb. At the 5 to the goal line.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night is presented by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
Make it a dozen for Dallas. 12th win of the 2022 season as the Cowboys down the Tennessee Titans from Nissan Stadium in Nashville. 27-13, the final score in Week 17 of the NFL season. And the Cowboys keep their hopes alive, at least for a couple more days, for an NFC East crown. Welcome into Cowboys Game Night from the Star in Frisco in the Globe Life Studios alongside the 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time champ, Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Yeomans. Nate, it wasn't pretty all the way throughout for the Cowboys, but the defense shined throughout. The offense found a rhythm in the second half, and Dak Prescott took some early turnovers and was able to rein it in again. No pun intended, of course, rein Dakota Prescott, but he was able to rein it in and get to that second half to build a lead.
Yes, congratulations. Back-to-back 12-win seasons. Too bad I'm saying too bad you can't get the NFC crown, but who knows what can happen going down the road. But you know what? We got to find a way to stop our quarterback from throwing those interceptions. What we need to do is get some extensive film study with the offensive coordinator and your head coach and just find out what's going on. But other than that, I think they got out pretty safe.
This was a game where it felt like the Cowboys should have been much by far more than what they were, especially toward the halftime break. Let's see how it unfolded. The 16th all-time meeting between these two sides. Both teams stalled out on their opening drive, but Dallas started the scoring with a goal line drive of their own. Ezekiel Elliott into the end zone, 9th straight game with a touchdown. Dallas increased their lead to 10-0 early in the second. Next possession for Tennessee, Dante Fowler Jr. with the strip sack recovered by Micah Parsons. Cowboys looking to go up by 17, but Dak Prescott loses the snap here, and the Titans get it back. That turnover didn't hurt Dallas, but this one did. Peyton Hendershot cannot hold on. Kevin Byard snags it in the secondary. Tennessee converts that into the 3 points the other way.
Right, he drilled that in there, put it right in the bread back. What that kid should have did was try to knock it down, but he got away from him for an interception.
Closing seconds of the second quarter. Dak trying to fit it in another tight window. Intercepted again. Took what was surely going to be points for Dallas, and instead Tennessee takes them for their own.
Yes, that right there, I wouldn't have threw it. It's just a bad route. The kid read it, played it over the top coverage and underneath. Bad throw.
10-6, Cowboys led at the half. First drive of the third quarter. Dak rolling out to his left on 3rd down and 19, throwing up a prayer. Heaves it downfield for Michael Gallup. The contact draws a pass interference penalty for 51 yards. Sets up this play. One play later, Dak Prescott to Dalton Schultz makes it 17-6 Cowboys. However, Tennessee would answer on their ensuing drive. Dobbs on the rollout to Robert Woods for 6. A touchdown makes it a one-possession game again. Then we go to the tail end of the third quarter. This is not a great sight for the Cowboys. Tyler Biadasz rolled up on the starting center, would then be taken to the locker room, and he did not return. This could be big moving forward for this Cowboys offensive line.
That starting center has been doing a great job. He's been consistent. That one move there cost us 3 move the left guard to the center, the left tackle to the left guard, and we had to bring Peters into the game. That's too many moves for one guy. He's very valuable, Kyle.
Yeah, that's a huge loss for McCarthy in this Cowboys team. But despite losing Biadasz, Dallas fights their way into the red zone. Then Dak Prescott unloads it to the back corner. Dalton Schultz is there again. He elevates for his second touchdown, makes it 24-13 Dallas in the fourth.
That's Dakota right there, rain into his favorite tight end, man. I love that. Come on, Dak, let's get a rhythm.
Dallas would end up with another field goal, pushing the lead to 14. Tennessee in desperation mode. Joshua Dobbs lofted up. Nahshon Wright comes down with it, his first career interception, and that would seal it. The Cowboys win this one by 14. 27-13 is the final score. Second straight game second straight season with 12 wins as the Cowboys come out on top, Nate. And you got to love that for Mike McCarthy, keeping their hopes alive in the NFC East moving forward. When we come back here on Cowboys Game Night, we're going to hear from head coach Mike McCarthy after the Cowboys get the win, 27-13, the final score. More Cowboys Game Night coming up after this.
This segment is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. If you have a lucky quarter, it could pay off big when you play the new Cowboys scratch ticket game from the Texas Lottery.
There's certainly been some criticism around head coach Mike McCarthy in his 3 years with the Dallas Cowboys. However, it's hard to criticize what he's done winning games in each of the last 2 seasons. 12-win seasons, first time since 1994 and 1995 that the Cowboys have achieved that, and he did so today with his 12th win of the season. Let's hear from Mike McCarthy following the win against the Titans.
All right, where's that? No? Todd?
Todd Archer, ESPN. What are you happy with the win, but wanted more out of the performance? How do you look at it?
I mean, frankly, let's talked about it at halftime, talked about it again. I mean, we came here for the win. I said, we're not going to get into what it's supposed to be and things like that, because, I mean, that's how you get yourself in trouble. So, yeah, I mean, we did a lot of really good things. I mean, I love the discipline of the team in the first half and everything, but, I mean, that, the takeaways were obviously big for us. The giveaways were big for them. But I mean, there's obviously points off our board that turned into points on their board. So there'll definitely be things to look at. I mean, the run game wasn't what we had hoped, but this is the beauty of this spot. This was a hard stretch. We knew this was going to be a hard stretch when the schedule came out, and that really held true. So. I'm happy these guys got a couple days to catch their breath, because this has been a tough fourth quarter so far.
Was it intensity what you wanted, focus for your team? Did you see
intensity? Yeah, no, I think they played hard. I thought I thought our pace of operation and some of our things was a little up and down. I addressed that at halftime. So I thought when we came out and had I think it was a 13-play drive. We got back on the go there. I mean, I just think like anything when you don't run the ball and you're playing uphill with the sticks, that it can tend to happen. So we'll take a hard look at the run game and make sure we're clean. And I think the biggest thing is really to get these 3 days off, because this has been a tough stretch.
Hey, Coach, Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. As you guys try to figure out the cornerback position in replacement of Anthony Brown, Deshaun Wright over 50% snaps last game. This game got a lot of burn, gets his first career interception. What have you seen throughout coaching?
Well, I mean, Nashawn just continues to just battle with every opportunity he gets. I mean, he plays special teams for us, last year at a high level, and he's clearly one of the guys you point to take the second-year jump. I think we're seeing that, and but he needs to take another step. I mean, we got another game, and we still want to be able to play and get some rhythm with our defensive personnel. I think clearly we were more fluid this week than we were last week, and that's definitely a big step in the right direction.
So there's Mike McCarthy following the Cowboys' 6th win in their last 7 games, Nate. I mean, it hasn't always been pretty, but the Cowboys, with their term of resilience, have shown they can get the job done even in the most grittiest of games.
And we as fans, we as Cowboy fans, we want the perfect game. We want the Minnesota game. We want the blowout. But we are America's team, and teams are not going to let us come into their backyard, even though they were missing 7 starters, and just let us run over them. They average 80 yards a game giving up running the ball. We got 7 more than their average. We went in there, we won the game, we lost a valuable player. We got to see what's up with Biotish, and we just got out of there alive, and that's what we needed to do. We need to fix a few things, but all teams after every game need to fix a few things.
Yeah, just a little rough around the edges. That's all it is,
Yes.
right? But
Yes.
you've got playoff time coming. You got to find a way to get it done heading into next week, and then, of course, the wild card and/or divisional round. I mean, I don't want to write it out before it happens, but whatever ends up happening, the Cowboys are going to have to clean some things up. One thing they have cleaned up, they know who their number 1 wide receiver is at this point, and that is CeeDee Lamb. His 3rd straight 100-yard game. We're going to hear from wide receiver 1 when we come back with more Cowboys Game Night.
This segment was brought to you by the Texas Lottery. If you have a lucky quarter, it could pay off big when you play the new Cowboys Scratch Ticket game from the Texas Lottery.
There are very few receivers in the NFL doing what CeeDee Lamb has been doing over the last 5 games or so, but he's had 3 straight 100-yard games, 5 100-yard games in his last 8 appearances. Here's what he had to say following the win in Tennessee.
CeeDee, 100 yards again this game, 11 receptions, 651 pass, 7 5 touchdowns. Talk about that. New extra gear that you've located back after this season.
I always want to finish strong. That's always been my forte. I always have, the most confidence in myself and believing in myself and my teammates that we're all going to get our job done. And 100 yards is just like icing on the cake.
You continue to show physicality. I've always shown finesse, quickness, speed. When you get the ball in your hands, it seems like you're looking for that
Man, I'm doing whatever to get positive yards. Never want to really go back and just understand that. That's kind of how I play this game. Always going in, understanding that I'm not your biggest receiver, but I can for sure, pack a punch.
CeeDee, just one more game left of the regular season. What do you make about where this team's at?
We still got, a ways to go, honestly, and I understand that it's, we got one more game in the regular season, but capitalizing on all our mistakes. I feel like we do that, bro. We can be great.
They were missing guys. We know that. Obviously, the guys that play are very capable too. But is there an element that was frustrating that you guys couldn't put this game away early?
We just needed to put points on the board, stop turning it over, and make routine plays. We do that, we'll be all right.
Hey, CeeDee, what is your sense?
Was CeeDee Lamb able to hit 100 yards again for the 3rd straight game, but now he has 100 receptions on the season. He's just the 3rd Cowboys player to reach 100 receptions in a single season. Michael Irvin did it in 1995, Jason Witten in 2011, and now CeeDee Lamb here in 2022. What has he meant to this offense and allowed for Dak Prescott to open things up?
As he's grown, man, you've been able to get when you have a receiver like that, you got to double him. And we see a lot of times during the game where he's being doubled. When he's being doubled, that open up other guys, open up your tight end show, that open up your running back, Tony Pollard, Ezekiel coming out of the backfield. This guy is growing into something special. And I hope he keeps the same humble demeanor and just continue to work.
Where have you seen the biggest growth from him from week 1 to now?
Believe it or not, man, is his yak yards. When he finally get the ball, this is what I saw in college. His yak yards are beginning to pick up. Every game, he's getting a play over 20 yards, and sometimes 2 plays over 20 yards. And that's where we need him at to be big.
Yeah, if you can get him the ball in space, he has been phenomenal for this Cowboys team. And, of course, they've been able to do that over the last 3 weeks. Hopefully that'll continue for Dallas into the final week of the regular season and then into the playoffs. When we come back, though, we go back out to Nissan Stadium. We go one-on-one with Trayvon Diggs. He almost had a pick 6. We'll hear from him next. into Cowboys game night here from the Star in Frisco. Let's go back out to Nissan Stadium, where we are now joined live by Cowboys cornerback Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon, first off, congratulations on the win. What was this one like? It was a little sloppy early on from a weather standpoint, and you could kind of see that playing out on the field.
Yeah, when we came out here, the weather wasn't too good. It was really slippery out there. It was wet, and we had to get adjusted. And then when the rain stopped, I think, we adjusted pretty well. But it was still slippery out there.
Yeah, you can kind of see that playing out in the first half. Tell us kind of what the message was at halftime. I mean, you know as much as anybody does that the first half wasn't Cowboys football. What was Mike McCarthy and the coaching staff's message to you guys at the halftime break?
Just basically playing our football, getting back to, what we do best, and just playing our game and, just finishing the game strong and winning it.
So with that being said, in the second half, better execution as a whole, especially on the defensive side of the football. What did you feel like you guys did best in the win tonight?
I feel like we made them earn everything that they had got, all their points. I feel like defense did a good job keeping them out of the end zone and scoring points and stuff like that. So, yeah.
There's been quite the rotation at the cornerback spot around you. What's it been like playing with guys like Nahshon Wright, Deron Bland throughout the season, and how much growth have you seen from those guys even early in their career?
Yeah, I see a lot of growth from them. Those guys are stepping up big for us, making the plays that they need to make. I feel like as time goes on, the more reps they get, it's gonna be good for us. They got all the talent in the world. Bland is playing phenomenal. Shawnee's coming along, had his first interception today, so I'm super happy for him.
What was the celebration like in that after that interception? I mean, it was his first career pick, so I know it had to be a bigger celebration. What was the sideline like after that one?
It was really electric. He tried to throw his first interception ball away. I had to pick it up for him and here, you might want to hold on to this.
You're a veteran with the interceptions and knowing what to do with that by this point in your career. Now, you almost had another one. It looked like it could have been a pick six in the first half. I mean, what went through your mind after that one went in and out of your hands? You made a great play on the ball, just couldn't hold on, which is something that we're not used to seeing from you.
I know. I had that. That Michael Jordan meme when he crying? That's how I felt.
You had the meme throughout. Now, with that being said, if you come out with a close call there, that means you must have one on the horizon. Can we expect more of the Trayvon Diggs interceptions in the final week of the regular season and then heading into the playoffs?
Hopefully. If I get the opportunity to, of course.
What do the goals look like for this team defensively specifically going into the playoffs and trying to wrap up the regular season next week against Washington?
Just continue to be where we're at, executing everything, just getting stronger as a defense, building more team chemistry, playing with the new guys, just getting things in order before we head into the playoff run.
Lots of excitement. Another win for the Cowboys, now at 12-4 on the season. Trayvon, thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you again down the line.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
There he goes, Cowboys cornerback Trayvon Diggs. Nearly had that interception. He said he pulled out the Michael Jordan crying meme the second that it left his hands. He's as good as anybody at securing those interceptions. It was odd to see him actually drop one that could have been a pick six. When we come back, Cowboys came out on top despite maybe the dropped interception. We'll talk about this one more time and wrap things up heading into a long break for the Cowboys and the final game of the regular season when we come back on Cowboys Game Night.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night was presented by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Reliant, an NRG company. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
27-13, the final scores. The Cowboys improved to 12-4 on the regular season and keep their NFC East hopes alive, at least heading into the weekend, as Philadelphia will take on New Orleans. Philadelphia needs to lose twice, and Dallas needs to win one more. That's next week against Washington. Nate Newton, what do you want to see this week from the Cowboys?
I want Neva Tyler Biotish to be okay, and I need for the rest of you guys to get off the street, get in the whirlpool, trash up, and get in the whirlpool in the hot tub, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, it's a longer week for the Cowboys after they've had a short week leading into Philly, a shorter week going into this one against Tennessee, and now they got a little bit on the back end. How much could that help a player like this?
Oh, tremendously. We need the rest. We need to get our guys healthy because we got to make a run into the playoffs.
Hey, the Cowboys wore the Arctic Cowboy look. It was a sloppy game in Nashville, but they get the win nonetheless. 27-13, the final for Nate Newton and our entire crew. I'm Kyle Yeomans. We'll see you next time on Cowboys Game Night.